My goal as a therapist is to understand who I'm working with and adjust myself in a way that can serve as my best and most compassionate self. This is really one of the only careers that I could imagine doing. I chose mental health as a career because people should not stay in an unhappy place or in a place that is not serving them. And I think that starts from within. I think happiness, love, commitment, connection, all of these things to the outside world start with those feelings for your true inner self. I think that being in a world that was both cosmopolitan and no feeling made me run to the side of the world that is feeling. What I learned in commercial real estate was the human will and capacity for learning and achieving is great. You can overcome most hurdles, even if the odds are against you, which most of the time they are. I feel the world is an obstacle in general. So I feel this real estate world somewhat equipped me with what I already knew, with that you have to go into the world swinging, but with optimism. As a woman, what was most difficult for me was the glass ceiling. And maybe not even the glass ceiling that corporate structure or the doctors put upon me, but even what I placed upon myself. I had chosen career paths where if I was not the doctor, the dentist, or if I did not get my brokerage license to go on and continue at a very fast pace, then I was in the wrong career. I could not exist with the ceiling above me, prohibiting me from achieving financial stability and having my wings clipped by lack of education. I felt like my degree needed more supplement, and what better than to do something that would achieve my dreams. I took the step when I could not only afford it, but also when I could acknowledge that glass ceiling wasn't just the world. It was also a perspective of my own, and I had to take the right steps to start achieving this greater goal. There's a lot of fear behind change, and even behind not knowing our own capacity to navigate change. My advice to anyone, particularly women, would be to never doubt yourself. Know that the time can be today. And when that time is right, you will know it. And the time for growth will be there. I feel passionate about helping clients set boundaries and exercise their limits within not only family structure, but also professionally. Being able to say what the right path is not always sitting back, because sitting back is also a choice. And I'm a firm believer that actively choosing is good for our lives. It's better to select because it somewhat creates our own path. By not choosing, we're making the decision to sit back passively. Building trust starts by listening. You need to hear where the person's at. Trust comes by consistently showing up for someone in a way that is beyond present. I try to connect with people in a way that truly lets them feel they have the floor, a platform beyond venting, beyond this, oh, no one listens to me and thank you for listening. Connect in a way that is empathy, that can heal. I understand, I have your back. And though I may not have walked in your shoes, I'm going to do everything I can to feel what you feel. Things in general are so difficult for us. Our family pushes an agenda. You need to be this person. Work wants you to show up on time with a certain smile and tone. All of these pressures. You need to be someone at a certain time. In therapy, just come as you are. Relationships are a passion area for me because I struggled with my own divorce, which resulted in the best life changes I could have. There was a lot of pain and heartache in recovering as a single person, both financially and emotionally. The burden of carrying that emotional weight without anyone to turn to is tough. People want to be at the wedding, but they don't want to be there when you're getting divorced, and they don't want to be there for the tougher moments. I realized that's why we can turn to professionals, because they always want to be there for us. There is never a wrong time. And that deeper connection with someone and have them hear you and connect with you can be so much more healing than love can be damaging. The disillusion is real and it's exhausting, but what you put into it, you'll get out of it. As genuinely as you can show up on the app, as genuinely as you can show up on a date, that's going to start that path of true, genuine love in a relationship. And if it's built upon a foundation of sand, one can't expect much. To have the courage to be yourself and to date with a pure heart and not let people jade you or change you by being mean or inauthentic or cruel at times, to keep being fearlessly yourself is a big factor of finding that true person for yourself out there. With dating and relationships, love can be so consuming that we put all our cards down for it. We're left with nothing. We are flattened if that ends. I believe that both the highs and the lows of love are why I'm in it, because love is not always beautiful and not always the white dress. Love can leave us in the trenches. As a person that has been there, I would love to walk with those and let them know that there's tomorrow and there are things to strive for greater than today's pain. When I was 7, my father took an overseas assignment in Kuwait. We lived within the communities. We did things as the locals would do. We dressed the same. We ate the same. We integrated ourselves in a way where we learned Arabic. We behaved in a way that was gray, what was safe. After the 9/11 attacks, we finished the year, but the view of women became clear to me globally at that point, how vulnerable women became in my eyes. These were times in which I couldn't fight back and I couldn't express myself. By learning to bite my tongue in such a crude and violent capacity, I somewhat resented the world. It was refreshing to move back to the United States, to be able to express myself, not only the way I dressed, but the way I could wear my makeup, the way I could wear my hair. I was in such culture shock that I felt unsafe. Where do I fit in and what was I made for? That brought into my eyes any person in the world that is going through cultural diversity or being viewed or stereotyped in a way that is not true to their authentic self. No one deserves to be labeled, mistreated, or judged based upon their exterior. Be yourself at all costs and keep yourself safe, but do this fearlessly. That pivotal time from 7 to 13, suppressing myself for 5 years of my childhood has given me a fire and a passion to not let others suppress themselves, to not let others suppress themselves culturally or in a relationship or in a career, but rather to say, how do I love myself more? How do I implement myself better? And how do I achieve me? If the right steps are taken, we can slowly turn the tides to where our battle is won. Living overseas taught me suppression and oppression go so far, but the human spirit goes further. I'm excited to work for a feminist practice because my ideals are to empower women, promote their well-being, and to make this a place applauded rather than shamed. Has been a goal of mine ever since I was oppressed as a child and watched my sisters go through oppression and even my own mother. And now in a world promoting and encouraging women, I'm all for it. And it's just so exciting to see that momentum, and women helping women is absolutely why I think I was put on this